Yeah, so we use the wireless LAN controller to deploy all of our Wi-Fi across the university. So the problem it addresses essentially managing a fleet of over 10,000 access points. So that provides Wi-Fi access to all of our students across all campuses. And in peak usage, we see anywhere between 50,000 to 60,000 devices online simultaneously on Wi-Fi. And the LAN controller helps us manage all of that and address issues where they come up. Well, I guess it's very good at managing large scale deployments because I can change configuration on basically all of our devices at once if I want to. And it gives us a quick and easy overview of all of the clients, all of our the healthy status of our devices. And it also is very good at troubleshooting because it pulls logs from a hardware level, whereas otherwise we'd have to log into each device ourselves and get those logs. It does that automatically. Yeah, I guess the biggest con with the WLC is there are some scalability issues. So one example is in the 9800 WLCs as opposed to the earlier version, which is the AOS WLCs. Cisco has migrated from, for example, SNMP to netconf for telemetry, and that actually we've seen decreases in performance due to the scale of data that's being sent over netconf, and that's quite a visible decrease compared to the older version. So the older version of SNMP was actually running faster, and it was extracting data faster than the current version. Another issue that we see is, in terms of scalability, is once the number of APs gets close to the limit. So the 9800-80 has a limit of, I think, 6,000 access points per controller. Once we hit that limit, it becomes very slow to do things like generate show ticks. We've had show tick and show tick wirelesses in particular take up to 8 hours. And Cisco has said that that is the expected time frame for us to generate essentially a crash dump. So that makes our troubleshooting very difficult because it takes us a long time to get the data to Cisco support. And it also makes our monitoring difficult because sometimes we had to scale back the amount of data that's been extracted because it can't send enough data to our monitoring systems. I'd say probably 7 because there's not many other good competition out there despite its flaws. Well, I guess a good scenario where it's well suited is when a user reports an Wi-Fi issue at a particular time of day. We're able to actually go into that time window and extract all of the logs from our access points and from our controller to see exactly what is happening to the user when they, for example, attempt to connect to the network, but they're not able to or begin decline. So that's a particular use case where it's very good. A use case where it's not useful, that's actually hard to say. I guess it's not particularly good at correlating large groups of data. So that's something that we have other products to use for. For example, if a large group of users report issues during a particular time frame or at a particular location, it doesn't correlate all of the user data. You can only drill down to individual users. The main one is DNA Center, which is now called Catalyst Center. So that also feeds the telemetry. That also ingests the telemetry fed by the controllers and allows us to have historical data and correlate events a lot easier. And we've also been sending the data straight to Splunk, which is now, I guess, part of a Cisco as well. So those two products help us with monitoring and having historical views of data. At the moment, I think it's also sitting at a 7 out of 10 because we've had issues quite recently, actually, with high availability. So we've run into various bugs and issues where we're not able to have proper data replication. We've raised tech cases for that, and we've had issues with the crashing as well. So one instance in particular, a month back, we had an issue where high availability wasn't actually working, but there was no indication of it on the system. So when the controller failed over, it crashed and it failed over. We actually lost config on our backup controller, and that's been an ongoing case with Cisco for since a few months back. I'd say currently on the latest patch, it's 8 out of 10. We haven't had any issues so far. We have upgrade multiple times throughout the years, but so far so good. And I think it's getting better over time as the patch releases become more mature. I'd say 9 out of 10 in terms of organizing policy, because it is very good at doing both policy updates and the implementation of various site tags and policy tags are very useful for differentiating different access points in different areas. So, for example, I can tag a particular area with a special RF profile or a special set of SSIDs, and that separates from other access points nearby. So that granularity is very good compared to its previous iteration. I guess I can't personally speak much to the actual ROI because I'm not the one making the purchasing decisions. But I think the return on investment has been good because we've actually we started with two, now we end up with 5 controllers running across our organization. So yeah, it's for the scale that we use it for. I think ROI is very good because we're using it almost to max capacity. I think yes. Um, Even though I'm not 100% clear on the exact amount that's it costs for our company, I think anecdotally from talk to my boss, this is a product that we'll continue using and expand in the future. I'm fairly happy. I say yes, I do in the future, so I was not involved. Yes. Yes. I guess we do have other deployments from competitors such as Aruba and this, but in terms of scale and performance, I think the Cisco one is the best one out of the